Everyone that is alive in Sweden has eaten this dish in school, at their parents' house, at their friend's house, home, everywhere. This dish is what makes Sweden go around. And for good reason. It's cheap, it's very easy to make, takes very few ingredients to make it, and pretty much a child or newborn can make this dish, so you can make it as well. And of course, for all you Swedes out there, of course I'm talking about Korvstroganoff. So without further ado, let's make Korvstroganoff. And the star of this dish is, of course, the Swedish falukorv. And this comes from the Falu area around in Sweden, around this part. And it's from the copper mines or the mines up in Falun, and the original recipe is actually they used the horses that was working horses there, and they used to make a sausage of this. Nowadays we make it with pork, and it's a very popular sausage even from you're small until you're big. And the ingredients we're going to be using is falukorv and an onion, tomato puree, and cooking cream, or cream works as well, and some salt and pepper. Super simple. The first thing we'll do is cut up these ones into the correct sizes. And the way I like to cut my onions when eating Korvstroganoff is this way. You don't really need to fuss and make everything perfect or not. Just chop it up and you're good to go. And when it comes to falukorv, first take the skin off, or the casing. And different Swedes do it different way, but the traditional, or I don't know, the school way, or the way I actually like it, is to do it like this. First you split it in two, and then a little bit smaller actually sizes, then you end up with these half moons, which for me it's what I like. Okay, this is actually the only preparation you need to do. Chop the onions and chop the sausage. Let's cook it. The first thing you do is throw in a big knob of butter and let that bad boy melt away. Once you feel the butter is melted, throw in the onion and let's get stirring. Leave the onions in a bit because we want to create a nice caramelization, or a little bit at least, to get a nice sweetness from the onion. And there's only one trick to not burn your onion and create a nice caramelization, or a little bit. Keep on stirring, and keep on stirring. After that stirring time, it's time to throw in the sausage. And we're going for a little bit of surface of the sausage here. You don't want to boil it, we want to create a nice Maillard effect. This will add a little bit of flavor to the whole dish altogether. Once you see that the sausage is getting a little bit of flavor, time to add in the tomato puree and give that a nice frying, because it releases more flavor and also gets a little bit nicer taste. Once you fry the tomato paste, it's time to throw in the cream, and this is where the magic happens. The tomato puree and the cream create this nice stroganoff pinkish color. And just a note here, this is the standard or classic or the traditional way of cooking Korvstroganoff. There's many variations of cooking it. I like to add a little bit of wheat flour in the dish, it gives more creaminess to the whole thing. Pro tip though, add the wheat flour once you cooked the onion, that will make sure that you don't have any lumps in the sauce. If you do as me and forget to add wheat flour once the onion is, it's okay, add the wheat flour in later and just make sure to stir it a little bit extra. Finish it off with a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. If you want to go more old school, you add a white pepper here, but the modern version is with black pepper. One thing I kinda like to add to the stroganoff that is not really original is a little bit of beef stock. This gives it a little bit more depth and a nicer flavor, I think. Make sure to mix everything all around and let it simmer for around, I don't know, 2 to 5 minutes, that will be good. And I usually get served this with rice. So here we go, super simple as I told you. There's some few variations to this you can make. This is the standard recipe that you can serve in school pretty much. You can add some dill to it and some different spices if you want to mix it up a little bit. But this is the base version as I told you. As I said, it's usually served alongside with rice, and to be honest, it's pretty common to put ketchup on top of it. Gives a little bit of sweetness and a little bit of acidity. And yeah, can be nice as well. Let's give it a taste test. Yeah, super comforting. Very mild flavors, but it goes together really great. And as I said, super comforting. And it brings back memories from back in the days. Guys, I'll see you in the next one.